My name is Mark Schaff. I'm with Zurich Services Corporation. I am a risk engineer, and I am a business development liaison supporting our program business. So today what we're going to talk about is the coinsurance provision. Essentially, when one has an unexpected loss, sometimes the coinsurance provision comes into play. So imagine being on the phone, talking with a claims representative with your insurance carrier, and suddenly you learn you have a coinsurance penalty. That's a negative financial impact, and that's quite a surprise. So when you have that coinsurance penalty, as we say in the biz, that is a bad day. So this is significant. It can be unplanned, and I'm sure management will want to talk to you. What happened? How did this occur? Well, first step is you need to understand what your property value truly is. So today we're going to talk about how to avoid, how to mitigate this issue. First, obviously, you need to understand your property value. So as an administrator, you ask some questions. Why does this matter? Why should I care about this? Well, the coinsurance provision essentially ensures that you have the proper limits or the proper amount of insurance coverage for your commercial property in relationship to the true value of your property today. So this helps that the insurance carrier obviously collects enough premium. In addition, it ensures that you have the adequate amount of insurance, again, with relationship to that true value as it is today. And this is especially important with reinsurance. So what I'm showing up here today, I'm going to show you a quick equation. This is a typical current coinsurance equation. Up at the numerator, you have the limit. Then in the denominator, you have your value times your coinsurance percentage, your covered loss, and then what comes out of that is your maximum payment, okay? In addition, some other thoughts for you as an administrator, you need to think about how do I balance the exposure versus coverage, right? I'm sure that's a conversation you have with your insurance professionals. It's also something to think about premium dollars versus the potential reserve dollars. Remember we talked about that coinsurance penalty, that surprise bill. Okay, so let's take a look at this equation in action. So I apologize about this after lunch here, but we're going to wake you up. So all right. There we go. Okay, so we're skipping ahead here. So here we go. We got an example of a customer A. So customer A buys a building for $50,000. This is their market value. And essentially that's what they're going to go ahead and put as their limit. The replacement cost is what it is today. That's $100,000 in this scenario. You're going to multiply that by the typical coinsurance equation, which is 80%. So if you had a claim, let's say a claim you turn in for $40,000, what do you think your maximum loss payout would be? Well, I'm kind of giving it here. Maximum loss payout in this scenario is $25,000. Wait a minute, I had a claim for $40,000. What happened? Well, remember I talked at the beginning, you have to have an adequate amount of coverage, meaning your limit with the relationship to what your property, your commercial property is valued. So you can see a gap there. $15,000, that's quite a gap. I'm sure that you're going to have some explaining to do. Now, let's compare this to customer B. Customer B has a policy limit of $100,000. They go ahead and have a replacement cost value of their building at $100,000. So it's a ratio 1 to 1. That looks pretty good, right? Multiply that by the coinsurance. You have a same covered loss. Let's use the same thing at $40,000. So anybody hazard a guess what your maximum loss payment may be? Well, let's just say that because you have that 1-to-1 ratio, you're probably going to be okay. So as you work through the formula, as you do your planning, you manage and balance that exposure versus premium, you'll be able to take a look. This is another scenario. What we do in the insurance business, especially as risk engineers, we do what we call a maximum loss or an estimated maximum loss scenario. or even a probable maximum loss scenario. Okay, looks like it's frozen again. Okay, here we go. So in that customer B, it looks like their maximum loss payment would be $50,000. But there's also an issue with that. Our claim is worth $40,000. Okay, do they get the 50? The answer is no, they don't. But what it is illustrating is that they bought adequate amount of insurance for what they could possibly have in a potential loss. In this case, they have enough coverage. So these are very simple examples about the coinsurance provision. It is in your commercial property policy. Take a look at it. Another thing what you can do to minimize the exposure is talk with your insurance professional. Do talk with your agent, do talk with your broker, talk with your insurance carrier. They're there to help you. In addition, you can also find online resources, websites where you can do some calculation of what your property value is. But really the best solution for you is to probably obtain an appraisal. So it depends on how often you need an appraisal. Every 3 to 5 years, perhaps in your market, maybe 5 to 8 years. It just depends on where you're located. So thank you for today. I appreciate it. Have a good conference.